PBIS, Positive Behavioral Interventions and Supports. This workshop is brought to you by Shay Clemens. The objectives of this workshop: participants will understand PBIS as a continuum of behavior support, observe PBIS applications in real-world situations, discuss the importance of interpreting data to determine student or family in need of tertiary support, collaborate on ways to improve school-wide PBIS. Agenda. These are trainings for PBIS grade levels at Annette Wynne, Beulah, and Lithia Springs Elementary Schools. Number 1, our discussion item 1 will be a teacher cheat sheet. Discussion item number 2, classroom management in action and tertiary support. Discussion item number 3, supporting data. And discussion item number 4, teacher concerns. When we reach discussion item number 4, I ask that you openly discuss challenges and celebrations that you've experienced with our PBIS model, and particularly discuss things that you would like to see improved and ideas for improving those challenges. PBIS teacher cheat sheet, working smarter, not harder. Again, we want our students to be responsible, be safe, and be respectful, but we must give them tools and direct them in proper ways to achieve our goals. For one, pre-correction is very important. We pre-correct, that means we state our expectations before taking a test, before ending class, before going into groups, before starting a lecture, before any transition or change in the class, to be proactive instead of being reactive. We redirect. That means we restate our expectations. We get in close proximity with our students. We move a seat if we have to. We give students eye contact or secret signals that we've already established an understanding with what students will interpret their meaning. We set behavioral contracts for problem students or students that we've experienced challenges with. We actively call parents. We speak one-on-one with students instead of correcting them openly. We let students cool off by giving them time out in class or time out in another class. And we do apply the loss of privileges for situations that require consequences. Praise 3. That means we give students 3 praises for every time we have to correct them. We find positive things about them that will build their self-esteem. And we also actively ignore certain behaviors. Please pick your battles. And we report and record problems that are ongoing. To increase compliance, we use a direct request. That means we state what we want from the student. We also distance ourselves from anger from the student that gives us problems. We ask what the expectations are. Again, we watch our tone. As teachers, it's very important that we watch how we speak to students. And we allow time for them to process the request that we're asking of them. We also give more start requests. That means we prepare students for what they are asked to do as far as classroom tasks. And we ask calmly. And we give descriptive requests. That means we state exactly what we want so that the students will understand. And we acknowledge that we have heard them when they're speaking to us. And we also ask that they acknowledge and understand what is asked of them. Positive praise. For every one correction, again, let's look at 5 ways to give praise to students. 5 praiseworthy aspects of their character. 10 ways to give praise. First of all, a thank you. A thank you for. You did a nice job. Great job. Wow, you were responsible when, you were respectful when, you were very safe when, Oh, that's a great choice. It's nice when you, oh, I appreciate how you, I'm even smiling as I'm saying these things to myself because it's nice to hear positive praise from people. And lastly, let's actively supervise. Move around your classroom. Scan with your eyes and your ears. Positively greet your students as they come into the room. Praise, praise, praise. And correct behavior calmly. And use predetermined consequences that you've established with your students so they'll know if they break a rule and particularly a certain rule, then they know there is a particular consequence attached. Classroom management in action. Let's look at some essential PBIS skills for elementary school teachers.
Welcome to Classroom Management in Action, the coaching resource for elementary school teachers. Just like any profession, with good coaching and good strategies, you can become more effective at your job. This program provides one of the most important and overlooked sets of skills for teachers: classroom management. In the following episodes, our coaches, Jeff Sprague and Ashley Falk, visit teachers who want assistance with some classroom challenges. The episodes are accompanied by a number of skill builders. These videos and printable summaries provide step-by-step demonstrations of each strategy. We use the simple choice when misbehaviors are disruptive or involve more than one student.
Okay, class, please take out your worksheets and start writing down the different parts of the plant.
Even though students are being disruptive, she stays calm and neutral. Notice how she maintains the flow of instruction. She doesn't draw attention to the students who are being disruptive. Then she speaks privately to the two students.
Felix and Amanda, one of the expectations in this class is to be respectful, right? And being respectful means paying attention in class.
She reminds the students about the classroom expectations. Sometimes that's enough, and when it is, don't forget to praise students for getting back on track.
Okay? Okay. Thank you.
But what if they continue being disruptive?
Oh, very good. Felix and Amanda, you have a choice, okay? You can bring your attention back to the lesson, or you can wipe down the tables during free time. All right? I'll give you a moment to think about that.
Ms. A stays calm, keeps the instruction going, speaks privately to the students, and offers them a simple choice: join in the lesson or face a small consequence. When you offer a simple choice, it's important to have a set of small consequences planned out.
I use a consequence that fits the behavior. So, for example, if I have a student who's not complying with a request to be responsible, I have a short list of consequences for that. Things like watering the plants, wiping down the tables, things that model responsibility.
After offering a simple choice, Ms. A gives the students time to consider the options.
What's your choice?
Get back to work. Get back to work.
Good choice, thank you.
When the students decide to get back to work, she praises their choice. But what if the students continue to be disruptive, even after agreeing to comply? Then she delivers the consequences in a calm, neutral way.
Okay, it looks like you have made a choice. So I'd like you to wipe down the tables during free time today. And Felix, I have a place for you to sit over here, okay?
When students' behavior is motivated by power, they try to bait you into a power struggle or an argument. As teachers, we have a choice. We can choose to get into power struggle, or we can choose not to. Did you notice I did not verbally react to the student's misbehavior? All I did is redirect them. See, it's my job not to escalate, but to de-escalate the situation.
I'm not bothering anybody.
I need to have you stop tipping your chair and get to work. Thanks.
I'll sit back in my chair if I want to. It's a free country.
Sometimes it's hard to walk away from a student when they give you an attitude, but if they're complying, which is your immediate goal, you'll want to deal with that attitude later. This is one of the best ways to keep out of power struggles in the classroom. Emily, I need you to sit down.
I appreciate that you sat down, and we'll talk at recess.
Telling students you'll talk with them later is not allowing them to get away with anything. You're choosing a time when they're calmer, you're calmer, and you have a much better chance of actually helping them gain control over their behavior.
When a defiant student tries to hook you into a verbal exchange,
What are you looking at?
remember 4 key steps. Listen and acknowledge that you've heard what the student has said. Redirect the student to the task at hand. Defer to a future conversation.
This is stupid.
Several different techniques will help you with listen, acknowledge, redirect, defer. Each of them has different strengths. Each helps you stay out of an escalating, no-win power struggle.
Tyler, I need you to sit down.
Now that you've seen both videos, please pause this video and discuss with your grade level peers what you think may work and what doesn't work for you. Also, consider the PBIS pyramid below on the right, where the universal interventions that you apply in your classroom will usually work with about 80% of your students. Those are considered primary prevention methods. However, those students that do not comply under normal circumstances are usually maybe 15% of your classroom. They will need secondary prevention. And then lastly, tertiary prevention is needed for those individuals in the top 5% who need individual intensive interventions. Again, these strategies are merely to help you to maintain classroom management in your classroom. However, do what works for you. Please pause this video and discuss amongst your peers. Thank you. Let's look at discipline and attendance data. Our discipline and attendance reports reflect from 2012 to 2013 a significant decrease not only in student absences but also in the average number of behavioral referrals that have been submitted. Again, we are not in our first full year of implementation of PBIS. So this is very promising. You can pause the video again to take a look at this data. Where are we now? Where would we like to go? And how can we get there? You have been given handouts by Shay Clemens for you to discuss and record your answers for this, and we will discuss your results during our next faculty meeting. Thank you all so much for all you do. Have a great afternoon.